Hey everyone, today I'm coming to you with another figure in the brand new Marvel Legends retro carded X-Men wave. I am coming to you, of course, with a review on the brand new Uncanny X-Men, the Phoenix Saga, as it says on the box, Dark Phoenix. Now, this is a figure I have really been looking forward to. I certainly collect a lot of Marvel Legends, but I do miss a decent amount, and I did miss out on the original Dark Phoenix that was released in the 2-pack, and I have kicked myself ever since then. I just didn't think anything cool of it at the time, but oh boy, did that thing go up in price. But at the same time, I am happy I waited because I do think this is the best version of Dark Phoenix that is out there. There isn't too much to say about this figure, so without further ado, let's get into the Dark Phoenix review. So as always, before we go over the figure, I would like to quickly go over the box. Now, it is in the retro card, as I mentioned, but it is in the villain color scheme. They did this with the Avalanche and the Spiral figure, but there is another awesome addition to this card. It says Phoenix Saga, which is absent on the other ones. I mean, they're not from that saga, so it makes sense, but this is cool to get. Just a little additional thing on these cards to make it different. I think this is probably my favorite retro card of the wave. That Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix, looks so evil and menacing. Looks like Wanda vibes there, and the accessory, or in the big bubble that they always say, not ancient evil, not classic design or something funny that they'll put in here, but she's included with the Phoenix flame effect, and she just fell down. Dark Phoenix there, Hasbro. I did get her at GameStop Canada. There is the price point for her. Her bio reads, Dark Phoenix, overwhelmed by the power of the cosmic Phoenix entity, Jean Grey gives in to the being's destructive tendencies. I really hope we get a awesome adaptation of this in the MCU. We did get a live action one, but if I'm being honest, I haven't even seen that, and let's just not talk about that. But as you can see, we did Wolverine yesterday. We're doing Dark Phoenix right now, and I will have Long Shot next, and so on and so forth. But other than that, that is all I really have to say about the box. Now let's get on to the figure. So as far as accessories go for the Dark Phoenix figure, she's included with the set of open power-using hands, as well as a set of fists, and she's also included with the Phoenix effect. Now, this is certainly interesting to me because it's one of those effects that Hasbro and Marvel Legends like to do a lot, where it's kind of just like, figure it out, put it on the figure, just, you know, mold it to the arm or whatever position you want to get it in. It's just a little loose is the problem, but you can get it in some really cool poses if you have the patience, just like that. That actually looks really sick. It looks like it's coming out of her hand or something, but this is definitely a worthy accessory to be included with this figure. There is a little bit of paint, as you can see, on the eyes, and that looks very good, but the rest of it is just molded in a translucent orange that kind of goes into a translucent red at the very end. But this is definitely a cool accessory to be included with. Just keep in mind, you'll have to just, you know, make it your own, display it how you want with this figure. As you saw in the thumbnail, I kind of went ham with the fire effects, but none of those were included with the figure. I just want to specify that. I just thought I'd do a really cool thumbnail for this figure because it is a character that I really like. Now, for the rest of the figure, this is on the pinless body that I believe was used with the Frankie Ray Nova. However, I do think there is a couple differences here. I can't really pinpoint them right now, but I know this isn't the exact same as the Dazzler because of the upper torso. The upper torso is a little bit different, but regardless, it is using similar parts from the previous Dark Phoenix figure, but we do get that awesome double-jointed female arm with pinless arm technology, as well as the same on the legs. Now, the colors that they went with here is definitely a very, you know, straight to the point red and a straight to the point yellow. I guess that's how I'll put it. There isn't really any shading to it. It's just red and yellow, and that's exactly what I would want with this. I think the previous version had like a darker red or something, because I remember seeing it in the store and it didn't look just like this. This is definitely a lighter red, I believe, to the previous version, but correct me if I'm wrong. The eyes on the figure look awesome there. That head sculpt does use photoreal, and I do think it uses it to a great level. Just the whole color scheme there, little bit of color on the photoreal that fades into the eyes just makes it look so evil and menacing. I'd like to see her fight Scarlet Witch or something. And the hair is awesome. It would have been nice to get a extra head included, maybe a depowered, or not a depowered, but just the hair more flat and maybe a less angry expression. I believe the first version was included with a extra head, but I could be wrong on that. I really should have picked that one up for this video, but I don't feel like spending 200 whatever it's going to cost me to get that 2-pack. But for the rest of the figure, it is fairly similar to the previous version. There isn't really a lot to go over. It's just red and yellow, which I mentioned numerous times. I did notice, though, that this articulation is very seamless. Something about it makes me like this figure even more. And the logo on the chest, which is certainly important, came out very, very well. And this little belt piece or this little cloth thing going around with the Phoenix logo also does look very good. But other than that, I like the kind of color wash or the black wash they did on this hair sculpt. Weird little sculpting line there. But other than that, I think that's all I have to really say about the actual figure. So without further ado, let's get into her articulation. So the articulation on this Dark Phoenix figure is expected in some ways, but it is also very, very good in others. The head does go down that much. This head joint is so awkward to me. It's just, look at that. It's weird. It's very zombie-like. And then the head does go back that much, which also looks a little weird. Not a big deal. It's just, you know, odd things with this head articulation just because of the hair sculpt, but you do get a lot of tilt and a full 360 movement with the head. The arms do go out that much. They go down full 360. Bicep swivel, double jointed, pinless elbows. If I covered this logo, it kind of looks like the Spider-Woman from, what is it? I don't want to say Secret Chaos Wars or something. I remember I got a hero click. Oh, they made a figure of it. It was the Spider-Woman that I'm talking about in the the Thanos Age of Ultron Build-A-Figure wave. Just a tad there. It looks very similar. If you just cover up the torso, the color scheme is very similar. Double jointed elbows, like I mentioned, which look great. Nothing weird there. And the hands are all on horizontal hinges, so they go up, down, full 360, just like that. Ab crunch doesn't go forward that much. Back a little bit, but the logo does cut off, so you want to keep that in mind. Side, side, full 360. Legs kick forward that much. Back splits, upper thigh cut. Beautiful double jointed pinless knees, which move very, very well on my figure at least. And the ankles do have a great range and are very loose. I remember, not loose, but not exactly how I would like them. Not open them and it feels like it could break at any moment kind of movement, but these are very, very great ankles for this figure. Something about them is just perfect. Great articulation, not stale, and that's something I love getting with Legends because it's definitely hit or miss nowadays, but that is the articulation for the Dark Phoenix. So let's get on to my comparisons. So here we have our Dark Phoenix next to the Jean Grey figure from the Love Triangle 3-pack, as well as the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Phoenix that is kind of more of just Celine Dion. I believe that's what people thought she looked like, and you keep falling down. The reason I'm holding her is she will not stand if my life depended on it because of those big-ass heels. Now, this figure is certainly outdated at this point, at least with that head sculpt. They could redo it on this body, and I would definitely be here for it, but it is good to get this version of Phoenix to go with this one. They do look pretty good, but I wouldn't complain with an update on this version. And then the Jean Grey is a pretty good figure still. There isn't really anything that needs to be updated. I know we got the animated one, which I am thinking of getting, but we essentially, at this point, if we didn't get another Jean Grey Phoenix figure for the next 5-10 years, I wouldn't be super angry. I think we have all the essential versions that we need, at least that I can think of, but let me know if there's any other Phoenix or Jean Grey or Dark Phoenix figures that we need. And then here we have the Dark Phoenix next to the Love Triangle Wolverine with the Wolverine head sculpt from this wave, and the Love Triangle 3-pack Cyclops. I feel like I'm saying Love Triangle 3-pack so much these last couple of weeks. I've just been using those figures for a lot of comparisons, but these look very, very good together. This is just prime time Marvel Legends X-Men collecting era. You know, we go through our little hiatuses. You know, we didn't get so many or like over the top amounts of X-Men like we're getting this year, but we got lots of Spider-Man. I like how they, you know, switch things around, but this year, not this year, next year is very X-Men focused, and it's great to leave this year with a very X-Men focused wave. And I just love this figure. I'm in an X-Men mood right now. I'm watching the animated series for the first time. I know I've always wanted to watch it, but I'm finally watching that. Let's get on to another comparison though. And then finally, here we have some other X-Men related characters. We have the Rogue, Animated Jubilee, Psylocke, the Mystique, and the retro carded Beast from this year. But they all look very, very good with their... They look 10 times better right now at this moment for some reason because I'm in an X-Men phase right now. It's a phase, guys. I will always love X-Men, but I especially like them right now just with all the stuff X-Men related that they are putting out. This Dark Phoenix figure, I can't get over how awesome this is. But let's get on to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on this Dark Phoenix figure is props to Hasbro for doing this. I really, really appreciate when they re-release some old figures that are very, very desirable with a couple changes, and in this case, some changes for the better. I really, really like this figure, and I think it is an important one to have out there. I know one of my friends who doesn't really collect Legends is a fan of Dark Phoenix and saw this one, and he's thinking about getting this one. So that's exactly the type of people that this is for. And if you do have that previous version, I still might recommend this version because it does have a lot of updates to it. And if you don't, this is kind of a no-brainer in the wave. She's probably going to be a hot seller. But yeah, other than that, I really, really do like this figure. So I think I'm going to have to give it a... I don't really have a problem with it. So I'll give it like a 9.5 out of 10. And I just realized... I was so proud of my X-Men, or not my my X-Men Wolverine review, my last video, but I just remembered, I don't believe I gave a rating to that Wolverine. I think on this video, if you guys are watching from that video or whatever, maybe go comment on that one saying what my ranking is. I think I'm going to have to give that Wolverine figure, this one is the one I'm talking about, a 9.5 out of 10, dude. This is also a very, very good figure. These two look awesome together. But other than that, I think that is all I really have to say about this Dark Phoenix. Go get yourself a Dark Phoenix. You won't regret it. This is certainly one of the best Marvel Legends female figures they have put out this year and in the, recent past. They're not so distant past. There has been a lot of female figures, but this one definitely is one that stands out. I think this wave probably has two of the best female figures in a while, the other one being Spiral. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I will have a video on that coming up soon. Please let me know what you think of this figure in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not? Are you going to pick it up? Are you not? Just start a conversation, and as always, I will join in. But until my next video, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Gene.